Every student has procrastinated some point in their life, whether it is an assignment that isn't due until next week or studying the night right before a big exam. According to the Daily Collegian, published on November 15, 2018, it states that 80 to 95% of college students tend to procrastinate. Today, I will be talking about the negative impacts procrastinating can have on a student, more specifically towards their academics and general health. Then I will be talking about the causes, reasons as to why students tend to procrastinate, and finally I will talk about possible solutions and how students can overcome procrastination. So first, let's talk about the negative effects procrastination can have on a student. According to the University of People, published on December 29, 2019, it states that procrastination can have a negative effect on the quality of work, academic success, and general health of a student. When students tend to push their work back, they could get frustrated and stressed with themselves. According to the research in Higher Educational Journal 39, published in the year 2020, the research shows that the students who turned in their assignments at the deadline or after the deadline tended to have lower scores than the students who turned in their assignments prior to the deadline. This is because the students who turned their assignments at the deadline were just worrying about turning in their assignments on time, that they don't even have time to proofread what they're turning in. According to the book Procrastination, Health and Well-Being, published on June 29, 2016, it states that those students who procrastinate tend to have a downfall in their health towards the end of the semester, and their anxiety, stress, and even depression can increase. Because of the stress caused by procrastination, it allows the hypothalamic pituitary adrenaline HPA axis to increase, which it actually affects the immune system of a student, therefore allowing them of having a higher risk of getting sick. So now that we know how procrastination affects a student not only academically but physically, let's talk about why students tend to procrastinate. According to the University of Carolina at Chapel Writing Center on August 17, 2020, it states that the number one reason that students procrastinate is poor time management skills. Students are too busy with work, other classes, extracurricular activities, etc. It could get overwhelming very quickly if they do not know how to manage their schedule. Another reason that the University of Carolina stated that students procrastinate is because they simply can. They have done it before where they write a paper the day before it's due and they get a decent grade on it. Therefore, the next papers and assignments that are due, they continue to do the same thing. Instead of working on it, they follow through distractions like hanging out with friends, going on social media, instead of working on their assignments prior to the deadline. According to Princeton University in the year 2020, the article stated that another reason as to why students procrastinate is due to lack of motivation. They believe that their problems and priorities are more important than their tasks that are being given at school. They stated that another reason as to why students procrastinate is because of the fear of failing. They use procrastination as a self-mechanism. So when they give big assignments, usually they procrastinate on these assignments, and if they end up failing, they could blame it on the fact that they procrastinated. But if these students put time and effort into the assignments and still continued to fail on the assignments, then that will solely fall up on them. So now that we know reasons as to why students procrastinate, let's talk about possible solutions. According to Post University on January 24th, 2020, it states that avoiding the internet, like distractions, can allow students to procrastinate way less. Nowadays, our biggest problem with distractions is the internet, whether it is social media, online shopping, online video games, or watching TV series on Netflix, Hulu, etc. By putting these procrastinations away and focusing solely on academics, it will allow us to procrastinate way less. Post University also stated that using a planner is a great way to avoid procrastination. I have provided a handout called the Every Hour Planner, where I believe it will allow students who procrastinate way less, because you are able to plan out your day every 30 minutes of it from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. By following your schedule and doing what you said you would do, it will allow you to complete important tasks and avoid procrastinating. According to the Indiana University of Education on November 8th, 2017, it stated that another way of avoiding procrastination is to use positive affirmations towards schoolwork. So instead of saying, I have plenty of time to complete that assignment, I'll work on it next week, you can try saying, I will work on it today, that way I won't have to worry about it next week. By using positive affirmations, it will allow a student to have motivation to complete that assignment then and there, then closer to the deadline. The Indiana University also stated that taking small breaks when completing assignments is a good way to avoid procrastination. This is ironic because you would think that when you take breaks, distractions would come in. The article actually stated that when you take your breaks, you should avoid any type of technology. Try to get up and stretch, go outside for a walk, or even get a snack. So now that we know possible solutions to overcome procrastination, let's go over what we went through today. Today we talked about negative effects procrastination has on a student with their health and their academics. We talked about why students tend to procrastinate, which is lack of motivation, distractions, fear of failing, and not knowing how to schedule their time properly. Possible solutions are avoiding any type of distractions like the internet, having a daily planner, using positive affirmations towards schoolwork, and using small breaks when completing assignments. According to the University of People on December 29, 2019, it states that procrastination is only in human nature and it is hard to overcome. I agree with this statement, and I think students' greatest challenge is procrastination, but with dedication, students are able to overcome.